What's going on, traders? It's an ugly day indeed. It's a red alert all around, guys. Red alert, red alert. It is ugly right now. Let's change this up, man. It's definitely a little red out there. So I think the blue isn't going to do it for us today. It's definitely a kind of a red takeover kind of day. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on underneath the hood here. Look at that takedown on the SPY. And wouldn't you know it, this is how the market goes, especially lately, man. It feels like it's just been real trappy, regardless which way you want to look at it. Definitely turned around and off to that 438 area. Now coming right back down to the 430s. Apple was green earlier, now going red, man. This is crazy. There's not very often where you see Apple doing this up move and then getting these takedowns. And look at the chart that we were getting on the SPY out the gates. I mean, what a bull trap here, guys. This is exactly what we mean by sometimes on bull traps. Look at this, guys. Right here, this looks great for the SPY buyers, right? As they see this, they're like, okay, bottoming action off 433.70s. Okay, we just made an attempt to the downside. We do a wick to 434.70. We're like, yeah, we're going back to 435. Look at this candle. Boom. All right, so we're looking good. Big candle to the upside. What happens 2 seconds after this, guys? Well, just take a look at the next candle. Up. Okay, we're going to 435. We got this. We're feeling confident. Bulls in control here. Boom! Then right back at you. And this is how this market's been. And then look at this, man. Now, from that point on, we've just been on a pure leak. We tried to get back here to this 33.75. Now have continued on the leak down, rejecting the VWAP moves back to the upside. And this is not what the bulls wanted to see. I'll tell you that much. And it just goes to show us that it's been such a mixed market today, right? And that's how it's been lately, right? Not doing too bad, especially on my MTB short. You guys know that I opened this trade right here, swing trade on the short side yesterday, right around the close. And I'm glad I was able to hang on today out the gates here. I was looking at it. I was like, hey, am I going to hang on here? I still think the banks go down. I even tried to play this on the day trading game. And this is why I tell you guys all the time, my bread and butter lies within the swing trading action. Take a look today. MTB now going lower. I have this from 124.48. Now we're down to 121 pretty much. We're going to look for this to keep going up about 2.84%. So pretty decent gain now. I'm just going to continue grinding this down. As you can see, the KRE going lower today. I tried to take a day trade on Wall, got smacked on that. But looking for some of these banks to really start showing that hit. Look at the Bank of Ozark. This is one of the ones that I've been trying to get out my report. I know, guys, I told you guys I'd get this report out. I'm going to do it at all costs, even if I have to do the report live. I mean, I've been doing so much work here in the background of brand new show for you guys coming at you guys right after this show. So stick around if you guys want to see a brand new show from Benzinga. And really, it's from the Dales reports, guys. So I'm super excited to bring them on. That's going to be after this show, talking cannabis, talking, we'll get into psychedelics. We'll get into the Web3 space. And there's some pretty interesting news on the horizon. But Bank of Ozark, yes, going lower. MTB, definitely areas that I'm kind of focusing on these regional bank action. But it wasn't only the regionals today, right? Look at the XLF going lower there. Nice little rejection off of this trend line. And then it comes back to that trend line, rejects it again, and goes lower here. Take a look at Morgan Stanley, or soon to be just getting destroyed here. I mean, this should have been an easier one to come after, and something that I should definitely have been watching, as Goldman Sachs gave us that lead yesterday, right? That it could continue down, and Goldman Sachs taking another leg lower today. JPM, another leg down, and look at this downside action that's coming in now. Now is when the banks are starting to show the trouble. And this is why I've been, talking about the banks for a while now. And I think that at this point, I need to start doing in what? I'll probably taking a little bit of some swinging action and then just continuing to hold some of these banks. I'm going to be looking for moves to the upside to get short again some other names. But since I have this MTB, is there really a need for me to go after other names? No, I can just stick with this MTB to the short side. Look for this to break the daily support of 120 and go lower. I'm looking for it to take out this low here on the daily, which is on the 9/8, of course, September 8th, 117.82. We go through there. I'm looking really good on these, and it's banks all around. But let's take a look elsewhere. What else struggled today? And you guys can see it. There's nothing in the green from the open. And this is very important, guys. Nothing from the green from the open. That just goes to show us that even energy took a hit today, pulling back a little bit here. We'll see if this can get another lift towards the end. I've been looking at Chevron as my trade here. And so as we pull back to the 168.50 area, of course, this has been on a little bit of a run here. So it's a little bit hard for me to come after it here today. If I do come after it here today, I have to risk off of the 168. Does it look too bad? No, it doesn't. I'm keeping my eye on, of course, WTI. You guys know I talk about it all the time. This morning, I talked about it. Would we get back to that 89.88 that we had around 5 a.m.? And no, we're stuck between the range 87.20, 89.88 today. That's what you want to be watching for on oil. And of course, I'm talking WTI. You guys can take a look at WSO. Really, I look at WTI, look into the future, in the futures, and take a look to see what is the front month crude oil WTI, and look at that. That's what I'm watching. Back below 85s, I think oil comes right back down. Above into the 90s, taking off to 95. That's when we get that run. That's when we could get maybe potentially a new high on Chevron. I'm looking to see if Chevron wants to make a run into the 180 space. Of course, XOM recently had pulled back big with that PXD purchase. And you guys can see what has PXD done since then. Just continued lifting off. So this doesn't make me feel anything that energy is turning around to the downside. If anything, it could get a spike in just a hurry. And we'll see what happens. If it comes back into this space, I think it can break down. But as long as it can hold now above this trend line, maybe hold 168 pullbacks, start getting towards 172, it actually looks pretty good here. All right, catching up with the chat. You guys out there, to tell me what you guys are looking at. What was your top mover? What do you guys want to talk about? We'll definitely get into the action. It's good to see all you guys in the chat. If you're brand new to the show, say hello. Let me know. What was your stock that you were watching today? All right, let's keep going. KRE puts looking good. Hope they continue this trend. Get after it, Marty. Get what you can get, my friend. Diamond hands on that XOM. Kevin, don't paper hand. All right, we'll see what happens there, guys. Keep battling. Tesla and Netflix, of course, reporting tonight. I think those will be the biggest. AMC, push that to the side, Nick. I don't really think that's something definitely to kind of catch on. And está la cosa en candela. My man Michael coming in with the Spanish. So definitely my Spanish speakers out there. What does that mean? Things are on fire, and we're not talking about fire, the good kind. We're talking about fire like that thing's burning, like put it out. But we'll see what happens there, guys. How we doing, Wisdom? Jan, what's going on, man? It's good to see you. How you doing? So good to see you so late. Hey, well, it's good to see you, Jan. It's definitely been a tough day. Oil, Wisdom instead of the gold. I love oil, the black gold, baby. Gold had been doing hot as of late, but let's get into the action here. Of course, energy was leading to the upside. Defensives also taking a hit, but let's look at what got hit the most. Look at basic materials really starting to turn around. This goes to show me that we could be moving into a little bit of some deflationary into basic materials. And of course, basic materials, there's certain areas that had been hot as of late. Coal has been an area that's hot as of late. And as long as oil can stay high, yeah, this coal trade can keep riding high. I saw some names in this space that I'm definitely keeping an eye on, but we definitely got some big pullbacks. Like AMR tried to fill the gap today. It fills the gap and it comes right back down. That could be a little bit of a key reversal in coal right here on AMR, which is the leader, right? CEIX have also been really hot and it's starting to slow down. So I need to see these start to take another leap to the upside. If not, these could start cracking a little bit here. Gold had been hot as of late, and you guys can see it starting to pull back a little bit. So I'll be looking for pullbacks on gold. About 50% retracement of the recent move is what I'll be watching for. On GLD, what would that 50% retracement level be? Somewhere in this gap zone. So another thing that can help us is a little bit of this gap right here, right? This is the 50% zone. So somewhere in between kind of like the 1550s to 1525s. If we can get gold to pull back into that space, I'll take my shot. We'll see what happens there. All right, let's keep going. It's good to see you guys out there. NVIDIA, we can definitely talk about that. Tesla is definitely going to be something to talk. I'll get to Tesla a little bit closer towards the end of the day. Of course, their report going to come right after the bell. And stay tuned, guys. And I'll do my best to try to give you guys a little bit of some update in the chat as those earnings report hit. We will have another show that will be coming on next. They'll be talking about cannabis there, but stay tuned on there because I will jump into the chat and let you guys know what I'm seeing in Tesla and Netflix. But let's keep running here. Of course, basic materials starting to turn around. Lumber, wood production turning around. Metals and minerals. This is where I think you got to be careful. This could be a sweep on the downside. Look at Vale here. CCJ. Will this be able to hang on or will it start to break? This is why I don't like these names right now. LAC, names like that. I think they're going lower on these lithium names. ALB, another one that looks like it wants to come right back down. I think you're going to see these get really hit and then later towards into maybe even next year, see these start to get the spike. Right now, lithium is not the move for me. I don't expect to see a massive shift to EVs. So smash the like if you guys agree with me there, or let me know. Do you guys think these lithium names are a buy here? Let me know in the chat. We'll keep going. All right, getting out of lithium names, of course, you see copper also taking the biggest hit, is aluminum and building materials. That's not good outlook for the housing stocks, but I'm actually looking for a decline. And look at this DHI. I'm wanting it to fill this whole gap, and you can see right down here, it's touching the gap fill right now. Now I'm going to look for a move to 100, and then I can start risking off 98 for this to turn back around. One thing that I'll also use is a trend line on DHI, and I can go ahead and DR Horton. I'm going to look for this trend line to come down and come back around that. If that could come back around, this will be looking interesting for me. Housing stock, of course, you guys can also take a look at kind of like the PAVE. Look at the PAVE taking a big hit today. Infrastructure development, definitely seeing some big hit there. It's not a good day for industrials overall. Industrials taking a major beating today. Trucking taking a major beating. Business equipment, airlines going another leg lower. DAL, UAL earnings came in last night, and look at that leak. It can't stop. I was thinking that maybe we could see some downside capitulation in these names, but no. It had more and more leak coming in here. So definitely smash the like if you guys enjoy this stream. Going to keep going with the speed, intensity. You guys let me know what's on your radar. It's 3:56 already, man. The bell's going to ring pretty soon. Let's go to Tesla. Tesla down to 242. This is what I was kind of worried about. And I've been talking about Tesla to go what? To the downside, baby. We've been talking about it here on Start Swing Trade. And why are we kind of pointing to the downside? Well, to me, this looks like a head and shoulders pattern that has been kind of working in here. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and delete here majority of the drawings here so that you guys can see what I've been seeing. And over here to the left-hand side, this, to me, did not look good. This looked like a head and shoulders. And then we came back to these levels of 270, trying to recover the 280s and reject that. Now that we're going back down, why would Tesla be going down? In my eyes, I think we're going to see a hard hit for demand on EVs as we slowly start seeing the consumer slow down. And of course, what's going to happen most is the big expenses are the first ones that the consumers start taking their eyes off of, because of, especially if you need to loan, right? I don't think too many people are paying cash for Teslas here. So I think that this could really start dragging them down. This could make them break below the 200-day moving average and move back down closer towards kind of the 220s, 210s. So tonight, I'll be looking to see if we can hang on to the 200 moving average. I have an exponential here around 233s. We'll see what happens there in Tesla. All right, guys, it's 3:57. I want to keep flowing here. So would be the next one, right? And look at how Netflix has fallen off the tape. Well, it's definitely oversold to the downside, but can it go a little bit further? Yeah, it can go further. It was just further just a little while ago while this was making the downside move. So we'll look to see if this can get it down back towards kind of 12 on the RSI. I always compare RSI, and you guys see me using this at the bottom. And what am I trying to do? I'm trying to compare historical reference. When has this turned around before? I really don't care about the classic 80-20. I just want to see the chart. When does it usually get that spike back to the upside? Moments like this, when it's starting to come down, it gets to the bottom, then it starts to trend back to the upside. Same thing happened here. We got a little bit of some bottoming action. It came back a little bit. Now it's starting to show some negative, some positive confirmation to the downside as you're getting RSI to come right back down. We'll look to see if it can get back there towards that 14. Tony, what's up out there? The Diamonds, baby. Miami is here. 305. Tony, I see you out there. Jan, Head and Shoulders also just a definitely lower low on the daily chart. Yeah. Tesla's not looking that great there. We'll see what happens. I'm thinking Tesla beats, but still sells off anyways. Interesting commentary there. I think that you could be right also. I think that essentially they'll figure a way to maybe get those numbers up to the levels. But what we'll be looking for is the future demand talk. Can they give us a good guidance moving forward? That's what everyone will be looking for on that Tesla report. We'll see what happens. Like always, guys, smash the like. Oxy is green. I could take a look at Oxy, but we've been talking about some oil names for a while now. Let's go to SPY here to see if we can get a little bit of a bounce back towards the close here. We only got a couple seconds left, guys, about 10 seconds left before the market closes. We'll see what happens there in Tesla, guys. And stay tuned, of course. Up next, you guys will have a brand new show. Yes, I said it, guys. Brand new show here on Benzinga. So stick around, guys. You don't got to go anywhere. I'm late. We'll see what happens there. Team Cheek, definitely push out there. We'll see if you're able to get it before that. Push the sell. We'll see, man. I'll tell you one thing, guys. I'm going to continue being short MTB. It looks like we could continue seeing some banking downside action. This is the only thing that I feel is really driving some of the market is this banking concern. And then, of course, can technology continue to grind us higher? Today, definitely seeing the Qs do another downside attempt here. So not looking good there, as it was just looking like we were going to break back to the upside on the Qs, get up in this space, up towards the 378. And what do we do here? Of course, start to reject. So not concerned until really we get back down through the 360 level. If we're back down to 358, that's when we got to be concerned that we could break this trend, at least this sideways trend, and maybe come back to the 200-day exponential moving average. All right, guys, it's 4 o'clock, 4:01. That's going to do it for us. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned. Coming up next, you guys got a brand new cannabis show, Trade to Black podcast, of course, by the Dales Report. I'm actually going to be producing this show, so I got to go, guys. Smash the like. I'll see you guys over there. Don't go anywhere. Stay right here. I'll also mention what happens on Tesla and Netflix. Catch me in the chat, guys. And like always, smash the like. I'll see you guys bright and early on PreMarket Prep. We're going to have a lot of talk with Dennis Dick and Joel Elconin all about the earnings. So I'll see you guys tomorrow bright and early. Catch me now on, of course, Trade to Black podcast coming up next. Stick right here. Don't go anywhere.